All right. So you know how to. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. I looked live already. Am I not? Like, my mic. Your mic? Am I unmuted already? All right, hello, there we go. Fix the mic. Jeez, excuse me. All right, hello, everybody. My name is Ben Monty, and it's time for the Congress Final Table. Congress Big O, whatever you like to call it. 5-card PLO Hi-Lo, which means we're playing the best PLO hand versus the best low hand, which consists of 5 different unique cards, 8 or lower. Each of those hands will receive half the pot. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Hand number 1. You might recognize some faces on this final table, one of them being our director of TCH Live, Cooper Wise. He's here on the felt. Ace King 9 comes top 2 for John and top 2 for Michael, so both these players not hate the flop too much. Semi-dry board texture. Mike's gonna pot it. John's gonna rip it. Mike's gonna snap call. It is top 2 versus top 2 right now. Should the board come low cards, but maybe Michael's pot low.
You got a redraw though right now.
But let's take a look at the run out. Most of the time it's just gonna chop.
No, I mean you have a heart redraw.
And a club redraw. That goes clubs and hearts.
9 on the turn, pairs the board. And a jack solidifies the chop between these two players. We had 44 entrants for this tournament of 365 for a buy-in. We're down to the last 8. So congrats to these players on making it this far. It was a 10K guarantee tonight.
Larry would have never played it that way.
We did hit the prize pool, just about 13,000.
I know.
With first place taking down about 4,300 bucks for their trouble. These players are not all in the money.
He had like 40,000 or something. They said,
We are paying down to 5th place tonight.
He just quit? Because he got what? He got.
He just went to dinner and said, he just never came back. I'll make it matter because I won't. That's awesome.
Got dealer Sal in the box tonight.
Nobody knows why, do they?
One of our hardest working dealers. Helping us out. 5 diamonds for Mike A. These hands always make me smile. Remember, the best possible starting hands is ace, ace, deuce, 3, 4, double suited. In case you are new to the game, if you are new to the game, let me know in the description, in the chat box, and I'll help you out in understanding how this game works. But it looks like Coop's gonna go ahead and pot it up. He's got ace deuce suited. Lots of low protection here. It's back to David who just has kings and queens with no low. He is forced to fold. Coop gets it done. Coop looking to take this whole thing down.
At least. Some of these people are going to watch this thing.
And we're rooting for him here in the back. But it's anybody's game.
John, did you go back and watch your
Hello and
last
good
one?
evening. Looks like we got about 100 of you joining us this evening
That's hilarious.
for Big O action. From where I'm from, we call this game Big O. From down here, they're calling it Congress. But it's PLO 5, 8 or better.
I know, it'd be really hard for me to watch mine, especially after I know how the whole day went. I watched it. It was terrible.
I mean, my last one, I just don't even able to tell you what it is. I really don't want to go watch it.
What's the point watching this? I beat the crap out of those people. They were terrible.
Fold to John here. He's got a great looking PLO hand. 4 to Broadway. Diamonds. Jerry gonna call here, and it's gonna David in there as well. Not the most premium holdings for Jerry and David, but it is, you know, PLO. But it looks like Mike is gonna take advantage of this opportunity. He's got a beautiful hand here. Suited ace deuce. He's gonna pot it up to 22K and get all these middling hands. Looks like to fold. He takes it down free.
It's my turn. Everybody's just been down there. Pound it on the big blind.
Kev wants to know if I can calculate a pot size bet for every single action. No thanks. I do enough of that at work. I'm just going to watch and let Sal do it. Sal's the man.
Already squeezed it.
VM, let me help you out. Says he doesn't even know how to play this game, but what's up? It's a relatively, it's not simple. It's not simple at all. It's a pretty complicated game, but the basic synopsis is they're going to play out a board. Half the pot is going to go to the best PLO hand using 2 cards from their hand, and they must play 2. That's going to be half the pot. And then the other half of the pot is going to go to the best low hand, which requires 5 different unique cards, all 8 or lower. An example would be 8, 7, 5, tray, ace. Whoever has the lowest possible, which is closest to the wheel, ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5, will get half the pot. Zach here checking his quads as David bets a boat. Looks like Zach is just going to put the pedal to the metal. Zach gets it done with the quads. Shows the quads.
So I know somebody had pocket aces, so I was like, yeah, that was the third best hand.
I've had quad deuces twice in this tournament. That's really weird. Remember that? I had 6 deuce and I hit a boat and then it hit a quad deuces.
One common mistake when playing this game is that you think that there's always going to be a low, and you see ace deuce and ace tray, and you think, okay, I've got 2 low cards. But it doesn't, the low is not always present in these games. There must be 3 individual unique cards on the board as well, 8 or less. So if the board does not have 3 cards, 8 or lower, on it, there is not going to be a low in the hand because you can only play 2 from your hand. Keep that in mind. Michael here with a pretty nice hand, ace king with ace tray. A suited king, a little bit to work with. And aces with ace deuce for Coop is going to quick pot it. And he's double suited too. This is a premium holding. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these premium holdings. Probably wishes he had something a little better than 9 or 8 to go with it, of course, but can't complain. It's going to come Jack 10, 8 to clubs, so pretty much a miss for Coop. But he does still have the best hand in aces. And it comes a 6 on the turn, now bringing in a low draw for Coop. That is the best. And Jack on the river, though, is going to be aces up. And that's actually going to be the best hand. Cooper takes down that big pot, and he gets a stack. Moving on. That is a premium holding right there. Aces being a very powerful holding, along with a nice low holding like ace deuce. In case you're following along at home. Looks like a little graphic error there. Let's see if it catches up with us. Ragnar Overby wants to know what's the difference between Congress, PLO, and Big O. Well, Congress and Big O really are the same thing as far as what the game format. PLO is basically the cloud of it all. Like these are all PLO games. You know, there's PLO games, there's no limit games, no limit games. PLO is just the classification. Congress and Big O are versions of PLO. Mike here going to pot it up with sevens with ace deuce, with the suited ace, so he's got a lot to work with here. TJ with a suited ace of his own, ace tray. I like this too. I mean, you're never really ahead here, and he's not really getting direct odds to make the call. Michael is going to call though, so we're going to go to a flop. It's going to come king high, king six deuce, two clubs. So the nut club draw for Mike. Sorry, Mike A. And now the nut low draw for Michael though, as there's already a deuce on the board. Which would mean Mike is most likely going to be on an ace. Mike A is going to be on an ace 5 low draw. So Michael actually really liking his hand. He does have a club draw in case his opponent does not have the nut club draw, in case those clubs would be live. He also has the nut low draw, so he's got a lot to work with here, in addition to a gutter.
Dan, for 2-5, Dan. Dan, 8.
Now, this is actually a really big bet here, 42K. Just a club draw and a pretty iffy low draw. He makes the call, so we're going to see one more card at least. And it comes a 4, so now, yeah, Michael is just going to rip it into him for 24,000. Michael has a better low right now in ace tray. And deuce 5 is a 6 high straight though. For the other Mike. River card coming, and it's a tray. So, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, ace 5 is a wheel now.
Wow.
Michael's going to be eliminated after pretty sick river. Mike, it was great to see you on the stream. Wheel takes it down for the low, and a 6 high straight for the high. Nice hand for him. He finds a pretty pure one on that street. How about some GGs for Michael there? He actually took down our mystery bounty tournament that we had about a month ago. And now he really was at the final table of this Congress event. He's a man of very many talents.
Nice catch on the road.
Yeah, that was exactly, that was a catch for sure. Hope everyone's having a great time tonight on this Sunday evening. Let's wind down with some Big O action. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Do it for your boy here. I'm solo tonight. Ben Miney in the booth, watching these fantastic players play some poker. Back to Mike A, playing the rush. No, he definitely didn't fold. There he goes. He's called. Ace King with Ace Deuce Tray for Zach. One suit. Premium holding, good enough to pot it. And we're going to a flop. And I see an ace there. Ace Deuce, in fact. So that's aces and deuces for Zach. Top and bottom pair. We don't know what Mike's got yet. Come at 8 on the turn. Going to give the nut heart draw along with top and bottom for Zach. Imagine he's got to be liking that, but we're going to see a river card on the cheapsies. It's going to come at 10. No flush there, so just aces up for Zach. And there is a low out there. 7 tray for Zach is his low. But we don't know what Mike A's got. Is that a bigger aces up there for Mike A to chop it up?
Nice emergency, bro.
Cool, rock and roll. Got the thumbs up from the old producer, action tracker, Tyler. Thank you for the nice words, guys. The check, Tart Jimmy Nellis. Also Kevin, thank you. I'm doing great. How are you? A lot of players were telling me how this was a exciting tournament for them because they wanted some practice before heading out to Vegas. I'm sure you might know what's going on out there. You might have heard. Oh yes, also Tyler's solo back there since Cooper's on the table. It's a great point. He's doing his damnedest. Trying to put on a good show for all of y'all, and let's go to a flop. Looks like it was one of the cheaps. Limps all the way around. 6-6 queen is going to be, let me see here. There's 1-6, ace-6 for Zach. Looks like the best hand right now. And that deuce is going to bring in low draws.
20,000.
Zach going to go ahead and try and get this one done right now. Lots of draws out there. Nut diamonds for Mike A. Also hearts for Mike A. But he has no showdown, so other than just ace queen, so he just gets out of the way. Nice hand for Zach. Zach, I know, is a Congress regular in the room. He likes to play Congress and PLO.
He's 36.
His prowess is showing for sure. Zach here going to go make the call with a suited ace tray. And ace queen. John's going to pull the jacks. Jack's such a trapping hand in these games. Pretty much have to hit your set, or they're no good. It's going to be a limp pot again. So we're going to go 3 ways, I believe, to the flop. Let's take a look. Ace-4 tray here on the flop. So top and bottom for Zach. Queen on the turn now. He improves the top 2. But Cooper takes the lead with his king high flush. And he's going to bet it 6K. Zach's going to call. Cooper actually has pretty much a firm hold on this. He doesn't know it. He probably doesn't think his low is good, but his low is certainly good. Oh, until the deuce on the river there.
King High Spades, 5-6.
King High Spades is going to take the high. And working 6 for a 6 low. For a 6-4 low is going to take it down. This is a complicated one. Wish I could just pause it and explain in case people needed help there, but that was an interesting river card to give Zach the best low. At the end of the day, Cooper was playing a 65 low, Zach was playing a 64 low. And you want the lowest possible, like golf, for the 8 or better hands. Ace King for John. The ace is suited. He's going to bump it up to 12. Mike here with a much better PLO hand than a PLO 8 or better hand. He's going to just defend it and see what happens in the big blind. He's going to have to really connect here to continue. Ooh. And I see how he does have the nut club draw. So he does get to continue, and he also has a 62, which is the best low right now.
26,000.
But John here finds trips on the turn. It's just going to get Mike out of there. The board pairing on the turn really is relevant, especially when it's with the ace. So many boats already in there you don't want to draw, especially when the pricing's right. Premium holding here for TJ. Missing a deuce, otherwise it looks pretty great. He has great low coverage, and he's got a suited ace and a suited king. John with a much better PLO high hand here. He's going to bump it up. Coop going to call. Coop with some more middle coverage. Along with a suited ace. Let's go to a flop. It's going to come 9-7-7 if I remember correctly. I thought I saw someone at 9. Maybe not. Maybe that was a hand that was folded. Well, let's go to a turn card. Going to come with Jack. And that's going to be Jack's full for John. He's got an absolute scoop here. There is not going to be a low on this hand. He's just basically got the effective nuts here. Only loses to pocket sevens right now. He's just going to bet 15K, a value bet here. Somebody please call with your whatever. And he will get no action. I mean, TJ got a king high spade draw, but... And he's only on 34K. But he's going to think better of it. And I like that fold. Nice hand for John. We're moving on. That was a smooth rhyme. Let's go.
fun to go back and watch what people had. You know, they've left here a lot.
Saying they can get players into trouble, especially under the gun, like that fold there, queen 10, 9, 8 deuce. Hand's just not strong enough for the high, just not strong enough for the low, and that's what you got to keep in mind when you're looking at hand selection here. Zach going to make the call. He's going to limp it in there. TJ in the big blind with some rags. Really needs to connect here. It's going to come 6-5 deuce. And TJ actually has quite a hold here. But now top set for Zach.
6,000.
He's going to bet at 6K. TJ going to flick in the call. We're going to come to a river card. It's going to be a 4. So that's going to be check mark for Zach. Every single one of TJ's low cards has paired on the board, so he has no low, nothing working.
And I do mean everything.
Which means that Zach's 8-7, excuse me, his 8-7 low is good.
I didn't realize it.
Also, a high straight.
I wasn't worried about it. I thought I had lost when the river hit. I was happy to see that he didn't have a 3 or whatever it was that made a straight.
Nice hand for Zach there. Picks up another sick river. Hand number 13 of the evening as you're watching our PLO 5, 8 or better final table. $10,000 guaranteed. We had about $13,000 in the pool tonight. And we're back to the action, Coop, with Kings, Ace-5, double suited. That's going to come 10 high, 10-9 deuce. So top and bottom for John, Kings for Coop.
Check.
Zach here with, looks like top pair of his own. Now he improves to 10s and 3s, as well as John. Both of them have the same high hand. Zach just gonna fold, and John gonna fold. Some aggression there from Coop, gets it done with the old king ball. David here with a very nice hand. Suited ace with ace deuce 4-5. Lots of middling coverage in addition to just having a very nice low draw. Jackson 10s with an ace for John. He likes playing these PLO high hands. And he's gonna just try and get the money in now. And wow, Jerry with the premium as well. His ace isn't suited, but he's got ace, king, 5-4 deuce. Great low holding as well as a high holding. Let's go to a flop. This could be a big one. Trey 7 is going to be jacks, and Trey's the best hand for John. Now the low comes in. Ace 4 is the nuts. Both Jerry and David holding that hand. And John's also now has the nut flush. Board is paired. So he's got a solid block on the high here. Jerry quick calling with his ace 4 and baby flush. Actually has an open ender to a straight flush. course, the ace of hearts is already gone. Looking for a 6 of hearts to take it down. And in fact, it's just the queen of hearts on the river. John checks his flush. Jerry, baby flush and the nut low. Feeling pretty comfortable about his hand. Got about 25K. Get a call from David with the nut low and nothing else. John has the high locked up. So Jerry and David are going to get 2/4 of this pot, and John's going to get half of it. This is what we call in the business a quartering scenario.
Nut flush over here.
You're going to hear the dealer talk about it. Half quarter, quarter, he said. All right, so what just happened there? Jerry and David had the same low hand in ace 4. They're going to get, they're each going to get half that the low hand would be awarded. And then ace high flush got half of the pot for the best high hand. In case you're confused, I don't know if that was anywhere near clear enough, but trying my best. Very, very complex game in 5-card high-low. Trying my darndest. And now we're on to the next one. Ace deuce for Zach with some Broadway holdings. He's going to make the calls. Ace is suited as well. Just a limp. Jerry going to limp. And I think the big blind checks. So we're on our way to the flop. 3, 5, 6. 2 hearts is going to be a 10 high flush draw for David. And these players go so fast. Jerry with, looks like a straight to the 7. Now the hearts come in. David's got the nut high. Well, he has the high hand, not the nuts by any stretch. 10 high flush. Zach with the low and ace deuce. Check, check. Zach bets. Jerry folds his straight. David's going to call with a nut low. Regular Ruby says, do people ever run it twice in Congress cash games? If so, isn't it possible to run on the cards deal? Actually in our room, you're not allowed to run it multiple times in Congress. Fun fact. It just can get really complicated as far as, you know, you might have to quarter somebody on one half of the pot, and you know, especially if there's multiple people involved. Do it again, the other way. Like, it just gets really complicated with high-low games. PLO, yes, you can obviously run it multiple times. All right, got some pretty nice holdings here. Ace queen with ace deuce for Mike A. Single suit. I guess ace king with an ace tray over the next hand over. Let's take a look. Queen 10 8 2 hearts. It's going to be the nut heart draw for David. It's also open-ended, so he's got quite a combo draw. It's 50% of the line share 5 ways. Actually, it's a straight flush draw, but TJ has the 10 of hearts in his hand. Only one low card on the board, so he's probably going to try and get this hand over with right now, and I really like that. Don't want to let those lows get there on the turn and river. Just take down the pot right now, and looks like he's getting close to doing that. Back to TJ. TJ rips it with a set of 10s.
1,000 more. There's no doubt.
You can fold.
All right, let's see him.
Set versus quite a combo draw.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd check one more time, see if we could catch a low draw.
Deuces are blank on the turn. And a king will get there for the king high straight with Jack 9 for David. Is going to eliminate TJ in 7th place. Drop some GGs for TJ in the chat. Unfortunately, he's not going to be taking home any cash, but he played great. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the run out that he needed there. And now we're down to 6 players.
I'm fine with that. But that's
$100 off each place, so that way it's not. So it's 46, 32, 2016.
I agree completely. I'd rather take it dead even. No percentages. We don't play all this time for nothing. That's fine. Well, what do you want to do? You don't want to do it? Okay, let's go do it. No worries.
We here at Texas Card House want to hope you're having a great start to your summer, coming back off this Memorial Day weekend this last week.
Well, one time, a couple times I
Hope you're enjoying winding down on your Sunday evening with us here on YouTube as we get ready for the work week tomorrow. Well, let's play some 5-card PLO 8 or better. 6-handed now. Might see ranges start to open up now, but we are on the money bubble now. Next player to be eliminated will be the last person to walk away without money. These players definitely know that. Ace 9-5 on this flop is going to be, looks like, pair of aces still the best hand here. Yep. And a 6 on the river is going to give. Yeah. Oh, they have the same low. So this is a 3/4 scenario. Should have get the showdown. Both these players playing a 32 low, so they're both gonna get quarters of the low, and Mike is gonna take the high with ace jack.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. Play at the same level.
Happens every once in a while. Of course, very complicated game to deal. Jerry tabled his hand. Sal just kind of missed that he had 3 deuce as well. Trey deuce as well.
all those black cards and you only have one club.
Down to the nitty-gritty hand, number 18. Cherry's going to let go of his holding back to Coop. And it looks like Mike A is going to go ahead and pot this thing. Yeah, oh, that's a premium. Ace-King with Ace-Deuce Trey double suited is quite a holding. And he might just get this all done. Yeah, John, this is just a hand you really most of the time want to avoid, but he's going to defend his big blind. No real low potential, just has 64 for a draw, and it's going to come 10, 8, 9. That's a good old nothing burger for John. Just a gut shot, along with his pair of 4s. He does have the best hand at the moment, but if Mike just pops it on him here. Of course, Mike not blocking any queen-jack combos, so he actually gets out of the way. I don't really mind that either. You want to pick your spots for sure in these games. When your opponent gets 5 cards, it's hard to really always put them on a hand. Or put them on a miss, excuse me. And that was a great bluff there, actually. So nice bluff, nice bluff. We're on to the next hand. we can see the holding there. We saw John's hand before. That was a good looking one. Wishes ace. I'm sure he wishes his ace was suited, but he's happy to pot here. Ace queen with ace deuce tray. Having ace deuce tray is just such a luxury in this game. Knowing you have the nut low and some backup in case that deuce comes on the board. Hand selection is huge in this game. And it comes 7-6 deuce. So the nut low for John. And a pretty close hand here as far as the high goes. Both players have some straight potential. David open-ended. John looking for a 4 of the turn. But he's got the nut low, so he's already looking pretty good for half of this pot.
Check.
9 comes on the turn. Still, the nut low is good for John. David now improves to a pair of 9s along with his open ender. And now it's going to be a chop pot as the river comes in ace. And that's going to be a, just make sure we see this right. Yes, aces up for John. And now, wow, that's a turn of events. And now a better low for David.
2 pair.
3, 4 over.
Kind of flip-flopped.
I had you all the way until the ice.
Yep, for sure.
2 or 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
I hesitated there on the river because wait a minute, could have sworn John had the best low here, but yeah, the ace gave kind of a little bit of a swing. Nice hand for those players. They're going to chop up that pot. We're on to the next one. Let's get it done. Welcome everybody in the chat.
There's a couple 400s and there's a couple 500s that I want to play. Other than that, I'm not spending $1,000.
Coop with a very nice holding here. Suited ace with ace deuce 4.
My keys fell out of my pocket. I got the full at break. Went to my car, get in my car, sit down, do something in the console, go to get up. They fall out of these basketball shorts.
Big Yeti Squatch is asking, what is the nut low, nut high? I'm not following. The nut low is the best possible 5-card low hand you can make on a certain
Keys are
board.
sitting in the seat. We're 8 minutes to start this.
Once we have a qualifying low board, I will explain it. It's a tad more in depth because I know there's a bunch of new watchers here to the game.
She just got here.
I will absolutely explain it for you. This board does not qualify for a low, so I'll wait till that does come available. Coop gonna bet here on this board with a nut low draw is what I'm talking about here. And kings for David. He might float one street.
Where do you live?
He's got a huge stack. We're gonna go to a turn.
30 in Hewlett.
Gonna come an ace on the turn. That's gonna be,
Yeah, I know. I knew you lived over in Woodbrook.
well, the nut low is no longer not there, but
About 35.
for Coop anyway. He does have the best low.
I had a home in Saginaw and a couple places before.
He gets it done. So if a board comes, so if a board comes, let's say for example 8-7 deuce, right? Obviously a set of 8s is the nut high for that hand, right? It's the best possible hand you can have. So at that point, if the hand was just to end right there, a set of 8s would take the high portion of that hand. Now, in this game, there's also the low portion, which means on an 8-7 deuce board, you have to use 2 cards in your hand to make the lowest possible 5-card hand. The nuts would be ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, at 8, 7 deuce, you can't make that hand, so it's the next possible. In this example, it would be ace tray, which is 8, 7, tray, deuce, ace. So ace tray would be the nut low on that board. It's maybe a little complicated to verbally explain, but again, when it comes available, see if we can get there. Ace, tray, 4. Here's a perfect example. 5 deuce is both the nut high and the nut low right now. Ace now pairs the board. In this example, quad aces would be the nut high. But in fact, it's going to be trips for Coop. Has the check mark on the high. Both players drawing dead for the high. Zach going to call here. That's kind of interesting. Sitting on 2 pair and needs one more low card on this board. And he finds it. He finds the perfect one. He has a wheel for the low. Wow. I mean, I like calling there when you know it's going to come a 5 on the river. Coop even blocking the straight flush here. Full house for Coop is going to have the check mark, and Zach's going to bet his nut low. Give me a chop. Wow. Coop folds the best hand. King high flush is going to take down the high.
Because I have ducks, and you're supposed to call with ace 3 either way. I don't know if you had ace 3, but I believe you should call with ace 3 either way. That's the reason I did that, because I got
ace 4, but nothing to go with it, so I folded it.
I thought y'all both had boats. I was so happy. I mean, it's a good fold if you think he's good.
I'm a little loose there.
Ooh, David, I'm not
Well, nobody acted like they had that.
I'm not going to say a word.
I thought you had the top. You had your vote, make it hot. Bad, low.
You pleased me with that call.
Aces for John with some low cards. Definitely playable. In fact, he's going to pot it, make it 20K. Coop here going to call. He's got a suited ace, king, ace, deuce. Deuce, though, on the board. It's going to give John the nut low here in ace tray. The best possible low that you can have here. John here with his aces are still good. And Coop's going to call one more street. To a river card coming. It's a queen. Check mark for John. Got about 240 of you guys tuning in on YouTube tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with both myself, Tyler in the back, and these remaining six players. A lot of fun doing this tournament. A little change of pace from the normal Hold'em stuff we do here. This is some great Las Vegas tournament practice. These players, a lot of these players going over to that neck of the woods sometime this year. I'm sure they don't mind a little bit of practice and taking home a little bit of chunk of change tonight. So let's see a flop. Let's do it. King 10-7, 2 hearts. Eight on the turn brings in not actually a whole lot of changes. Queen 9. Nope, that's not it. Let me see. Zach's got the best high. Coop has the best low in 32. Pretty sure he just had ace-10 there. Yeah, he did just have ace-10. And that was not good enough to call. Everything was there. Straights, flushes. Coop takes that one down. Didn't want to just say two-pair if you're wrong. Better to speculate than say the wrong thing, I suppose. Coop here, another playable. He's just getting lots of playables, and I love to see it. One of our own here at TCH Live is Cooper. Let's go to a flop. Here comes Jack High, Jack 9-4, 2 clubs. So Coop with the Queen High flush draw. Looks like John is going to bet his set of 4s. Looks like he might just take it down, and he does. Coop, you're gonna call. Mike gonna call. A couple of call them medium-sized holdings here. And I see a 10 on the flop here. That's a set of 10s for Mike, but trip spades. Nobody with double spades in their hand. Set of 10, still the best. So wait a minute. That 6 does bring in a straight here for John. A 4 pairs the board on the river and reassuring the lead for Mike A. No low on the board. 10's full, gonna take it down. Let's see if Mike goes for some value here. You could only really get it from John, and he's he's got 2 players behind him. Spades are there, boards paired. Can't imagine he will be paying this bet. He does fold.
Alright, blinds are up, so. This hand or next hand? 4 and 8. 4 and 8. This hand? Yeah, this hand. I was thinking there was an 80%.
Kings for Coop. No low potential. Let's see if he wants to play this one. Yeah, I don't think so either. Aces here for John. One suit. Well, suited queen, but one suit for the aces. Just takes it down with the aggression. Shows him.
I'm terrible.
They're not that good in this game, but you always play them.
Pretty good at six-handed game, but there are 2 of them and 4 of them.
Let's keep her moving here from Dallas. Zach rolled up here with jacks. Didn't let him go. And a couple marginal holdings here. John looking slightly better. Ace king with a suit. It's going to come king, queen, 8. So that's going to be ace king, the best hand for John right now. And whenever you have one low card on the board and you think you have the best hand, you want to get that money in now. You don't want to let the lows get there. You want to take down the whole pot. You don't want to chop it. That's why he is going for the bet here. And I really like the bet, and he takes it down. Also a great result, especially when you're just holding on to top pair.
We'll be interesting to look back.
Yeah. See what I
John showing his prowess here. He's sitting at 378K, which is
Bluffing us with.
just under 40% of the chips in play
See what you
with
were
6
bluffing.
players remaining.
Is that what he just said?
No. Bluff you guys?
I know, you
You're
would
too
never,
good for that.
You would never bet without it.
I never say, oh, I didn't. I never.
He does. He's always got some nuts.
I would never think that they checked and oh, they got nothing. I'm betting. Never do that.
Ace queen with 6s for Zach. Don't mind that fold at all. John with ace king again. Some low coverage. Not the best low coverage, but he does have some. Mike A with queen jack 10 for deuce. No good. Heads up to a flop though. Queen jack 10 is going to be the board. 2 diamonds. So the king high flush draw for Jerry. Oh my God, and a quick all in from Jerry is a quick call from John. We're going to see a run out here. Deuce right there, no sweat. Diamonds for Jerry. He's going to take down the whole thing. Gets a full double up. Jerry here. Suited ace. Some low coverage. Gonna make the call. I like his hand looking the best so far. Comes ace 7 deuce. So 7 deuces, 2 pair for David, but let's see. Ace 7 for Jerry is top 2. And a diamond draw for Mike of the 9 high variety. Lots of players with a little piece of this. Jerry gonna go ahead and lead out for 20. Get a call from, let's see who that was. Hand action a little fast there. But it's a king on the turn from David. All right, I see. So 2 pair versus 2 pair here. But the nut low for David after he picks up diamonds. He's got a tray, deuce, flush, and also 34 low. Nice hand. He'll scoop up the whole thing.
Two pair.
Neil, $15 off Neil? Yes, David, 13. Henry, you want $15 off? 13.
Two pair with.
That was a pretty sick river. That's supposed to chop a lot of the time. Nice hand, nice hand. David gonna make the call with 5, straight deuce. Coop, suited ace, pocket 3s. Makes the call as well. Mike, ace, king. He's in there, and it looks like John's in there as well. So let's go to a flop multi-way. And it's gonna come queen, 9, 8. I see jack 10 for Zach. Let's see. Only has 30% going here. To the turn comes a heart. So now John picks up the king high flush draw. King jack now for John as well. So he's got all of this board. Oh no. No, I don't know what I said flush draw. He just has the king high flush here. Zach, nothing to call with. He only shows the king jack, doesn't show the other heart.
We'll just have to watch it to find out if I had it or not.
He thought his king high was good enough for the king high flush.
John gonna pot it with the aces. Zach with just kings here. 77K. Does he want to go with it on this one? Does make the fold. Coop gonna pot it. Ace queen, jacks, and ace deuce. Definitely a pot worthy hand here. He does get some action, so we are gonna see a flop. Queen 4 tray, ace deuce is currently the nut low draw. Coop happy to ship it here, also just has ace queen. Happy to get it in. And Mike gonna call. Let's see a run out. Mike is open-ended here. Also has ace queen as well. 5 on the turn. And a deuce on the river is gonna. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, I just.
They have the same low. They're playing a working ace for the wheel.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm sorry.
And Mike with the 6 high straight. A 3/4 scenario is gonna leave Cooper with just 32K. 4 big blinds.
Gary in, 1-2, Gary. Okay, 1-2, okay?
Was 3-4 a pretty good flop for ace deuce 5-6? And a queen matching top pair with him with an ace kicker. Is that a good flop? I've only played this game a couple times, but is that a good? I'm not very familiar with Hi-Lo, but it seemed like a decent run.
I'd take it, you know, in a pinch.
I guess if I had to have a hand, I guess I'd take that one.
JJ, 2-5, JJ.
The only way it gets worse for him is if you turn a 5 of clubs. Good board.
Ace 3-4-5 for Jerry with a single suit. The ace, also suited 10, is gonna pot it. 20, Coop is gonna be happy to get it in there. I saw ace deuce in his holding. Not sure what else was going on. Ace deuce 5. And suited clubs, yeah, absolutely.
Considering.
Pretty similar looking hands though. Let's take a look at this run out. I'm just gonna let the run out come before I call anything. There's just so much going on here. And again, and Coop actually this time quarters Jerry. They're both. Let me make sure here. Yes, they're both playing ace 5 for a wheel for the low. And then Cooper with the flush takes the high. He's gonna get 3/4 of this pot.
Good hand.
Yeah, I've seen that too on the flop. Yeah, that was not a good card for you.
Pretty fun. You want to get you all the orders. Game point.
Around to the button. David, queens and jacks. One suit. Gonna get in there with Cooper, and let's go to a flop. It's gonna come 7-7 deuce. Mike A in there as well. Cooper here with bottom boat. He's gonna pile it in there for as much money as he can. Get this hand over with, and he wants that pot. David with just queens and jacks with the king high spade draw. queens, and jacks. He gets no action. Cooper takes down 16K in profit, and he's chipping himself up one hand at a time. Gonna need some serious help, though. Jerry here. Suited ace, 3 Broadway cards, 3 low cards. That's what we call a 6-card hand. Big O. It's going to come set. Jack 7-4, 2 spades. And that is going to be a flush draw for just Zach in the 10 high variety. Lots of draws actually on this board now. Best hand resides, though. Zach with a pair of 10s. Is that what I'm saying here? Yeah. That's pretty sick. Facing this action, there's no way that 10s stay in. River card coming. Jack pairs the board on the river. That's going to be a pair of 7s for the high. And of course, ace tray for the low. Neat. They're not always the prettiest of hands, but hey.
I'm a 5 card. Thank you. ERP 5 card. ERP.
Looks like we got one call from David here. Still yet to see his entire holding.
Ernest D. $5 Ernest.
Zach gonna flick in a call with very marginal holding. Just wants to get a little lucky, maybe. Flop incoming, and it comes Jack high. Jack 7-6. Zach actually flops open-ended.
Caesar, $15 off. Caesar. Let me know.
Seven pairs the board, and that is still Jack's full now for John has the best hand.
Yes, thank you. We'll see.
I'm gonna shove that.
We'll see.
25,000. I love my hand, but
Little mini wrap there for Zach on the flop.
these 4 line.
Why didn't you do that?
Down in flames
Been
on
out
pairs
there,
forward.
that would have been bad.
Were you thinking about potting it? Is that what you said?
I was just gonna go all in, obviously. I mean, I can't.
Play together for a couple hours.
Pool Players 21 says, okay, I went and took a short high-low tutorial.
You're running.
Is this the game where you have to have 8 or less for a low hand? Essentially, yes.
I almost folded it. Even though I don't think I'm supposed to ever fold this.
half the pot will be awarded to the best low hand, which is 5 cards, 5 unique cards. As low as possible, the nuts would be ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5.
Thanks.
And Zach happy to rip it in with the 4s. Can't imagine Coop will be folding this one. I mean, with Jerry's action, though, it's pretty close. Yeah, no, if it was just heads up, maybe, but Jerry's going to go ahead and call off this all in. We're going to go heads up to a run out. Queens and 10s looking to hold here, and they're doing so right now. 8 now will bring in a load for Zach. They're going to chop it up.
Should have been you. Should have gutted me like a fish. Can't believe you play so bad. Yeah, but 28's a lot for him.
If I don't call, you call?
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, when'd you do that? I was like, I don't have to.
And once I saw your hand when ace deuce flopped, I was like, please God, give me a low card. And now hit,
Yeah, that was a beautiful flop for you.
now
3,
hit,
4, 5.
now hit a 4. 4 or 5. I know. I wanted any of them, guys. I just
Aces
saying,
for Mike.
It'd be cooler to see the 4. Make a boat end one.
Got some low coverage. Not great low coverage,
16.
but he is going to be a little aggressive here with the min click. Lines are 4,000, 8,000. Remember, there's no big blind ante in our PLO tournaments here. And he's going to take it down with the aggression. Nice hand. Zach with a suited ace. Some middling low cards. Try and get a lucky here. Calls 8K. John Kings. He's thinking about putting some pressure on the short stack, and he does. And he's in there. And remember, guys, we are on the money bubble. Next player to be eliminated is the last one who won't be taking anything home. Let's see it. Is Zach going to find a double up here? He does have a club draw. Oh, no, excuse me. That's John's hand. He does have a low, though. I see. Yep, chop it up. He has a better low. He's playing 51. John here with the flush on the river is going to take down the high.
Stephen S. 1-2, Stephen S.
Queens for Zach. He's going to try this one. And queens for John.
Go.
Really hope we don't see a queen on this flop. My jokes are dumb. I make myself laugh. Comes king high board, king 7 jack, and that is going to be top and bottom. For Cooper, the best hand right now. And now, king's full of 7s for Cooper. Has a solid lock on this hand. And a jack on the river. Cooper now going to go for value, maybe target any trips holding. It's a value shove, actually.
AGC, 25 AGC. Yes, 25, table 17. One next to you. In front of you, please.
And he gets it done. Nice hand.
125? No? All right, thank you. JK, 25, JK? Yes? Right next to you, 17. RP 25, table 8. Matt C 25, Matt C. Table 9. Eric N. Eric N, table 9. 25.
Jerry here going to call. David as well. Looks like Zach's in there too. Let's go to a flop. Comes jack high, jack 8-4, 2 spades. Queen high spade draw for Jerry. Also low draw on the ace deuce. Has a pretty solid lock on this hand, supposing David doesn't have anything better. He now picks up the queen high flush. Jack now on the river is going to give a boat to Zach for the high. And there's no low.
Who's got a pair?
Jack's full of 9 is going to take down the high on a pretty sick river. Dang.
Yes, we made the blind.
The short stack goes on. Zach trying to run it up here.
Y'all better start playing against each other again.
Yeah, because
This guy's got a life. Yes, you should have bet it. I would have folded pre-flop instead of winning at the 9.
Yep.
Last hand of this up.
Jerry going to call.
Eric N. Eric N.
Has low coverage with an ace. And here, 4 players to the flop. Let's go. It's going to come queen 5 tray.
Check.
So 2 pair for Coop, but it looks like top set for Zach. And he is really trying to run this up, and he's slow playing his hand at the moment. He does fill up. The queen's full on the turn.
All in.
Zach gonna rip it now after seeing some action.
Mario, you still got one, right? Thank you.
No, good play. I like it.
48.
And after Jerry calls, Cooper is gonna fold, and we're gonna go to a run out to the river. Queen's full for the high. Has a low draw as well.
Big one. Big one, big one, big one, big one.
And it's a 4, but it's gonna be a chop pot.
Chop.
Better low for Jerry in the ace 4.
Yeah.
Actually,
Jenny, you have one more, two.
like ace 6, I think. Actually.
Checked it. Nice check.
Checked it again when I hit a boat. Just praying for a high card. One time, baby. Let's go.
That's 5,000.
I played. I was playing in an event at Choctaw one time on the final table in the exact same scenario, but the flop came 7-5-5, and I had pocket sevens, and I was 3 out from the ring. It was the year that Wes won it. No, it was the year after Wes won it.
Oh, yeah.
I was the next one. I was trying to win the next one over there. And
To keep the tradition going.
I got chip lead. If I win this hand, the flop comes 7-5-5, and I have pocket sevens with a like ace 7-7 4. And it comes 7-5-5, and I have ace 4 7-7 aces. Guy has ace deuce.
10-9 tray, 2 clubs on the flop. Club draw versus club draw here. David with the best of those. He's going to bet 30K on his draw. Also has a gutter. And he's just going to get her done. Nice hand.
Flush draw? I'll find out.
You'll have to watch. Just like him every hand. You'll have to watch.
Low draw.
All of those things he said has not made me think one time that I'm actually going to turn this loud.
Chipper, you got Steve? Thank you. All right, you got Steve? One, thank you.
I know how bad I
RP,
play.
you want 1, 2, 0, RP? No? Thank you. Need AC, you want 2 PLO?
Nobody's willing to admit that on these things. I know I was terrible. I should have played some plays. I'm bad. Let's just not talk about it.
Well, I only play quality.
I've done the same shit.
25,000.
You, 1, 2. Go to 15, sir.
Ace king with 10s. He actually gets out of the way there.
Oh, battle of the
But we're going to go to a flop heads up. Tray, deuce is going to be trip, trays. For David now has the check mark on the high. John does not find any help. Check mark for David. Takes it down.
The best part of the whole live stream
Nico, where are you?
is like in that hand right there, I feel like he had a pretty good beat on everything. He didn't even say anything about it. He'd find out later. He just knew he was winning. You know what I'm saying? He was ahead the whole way. Did you flop quads?
No.
Alfred.
Thought you were going to tell me look later.
Oh, I didn't have a great hand to begin with. I was just still that. I was just trying to buy the lines.
All I had was none.
Premium here for Mike A. Suited ace deuce with 3 Broadway cards and pocket pair. It's definitely good enough to pot it. Oh, he didn't pot it. He just min clicked though. Got a call from Zach with the suited ace tray 4.
It's like 52.
Flop coming. And 10 tray 4 is going to be 2 hearts as well. And the nut heart draw for Zach along with 2 pair. He's got a pretty solid lock on the high. Mike A with just the nut low draw. Of course, the gutter to a wheel, but see what he decides to do here. Zach ships it in for 52K. Mike A gonna make that call. We're gonna see a run out come here. 2 pair and the nut flush draw is a pretty nice holding here. Mike A gonna need to find a low, and he does. Chop it up.
2 pair, I survive. Just so
Yeah, the 10, that's the case 10. I pulled the other 2 10s.
I thought it was king of clubs. I thought I was done.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I went. Like I was getting early. I understand, and I'm trying to build it back, so I'm ready to. I mean, when I flop a mirror with a nut flush draw, it's gonna be hard for me to pull. Could have taken the duck of diamonds. I mean, duck of hearts or whatever you.
Good catch.
Getting expensive. Getting expensive. 80,000 now for you boys to pull with me.
All right, I'm back. Excuse the silence.
Max, 1-2, Max.
Ace King with 9s for Johnny to make the call. Mike, suited ace deuce. Lots of low coverage. Gonna bump it on up. Zach with a couple pocket pairs. Let's go. John with that big stack. Gonna get on in there. Here comes 10-9 Trey. Set for John. Mike needs running low cards or running diamonds that don't pair the board to get there. But I don't think John's gonna let him do that.
But they watched Spider-Man together after. But it was weird. And Mom,
Mike here in the tank here. He's got to go runner for both a low and a high. And I'd like the fold.
I meant like, you know what I mean? Like the lower stakes.
The rich get richer. John chips up to just a hair under 400K.
Probably.
What a tournament it is for him right now.
I'd be broke probably. But you guys would be getting paid already.
Omar K. Omar.
Big blind, John.
Aaron, you want the table crease still? Tell us, come on. Seat open.
Kings for Jerry. Slight low coverage. Probably a fold into the gun, and he certainly does. 4s with an ace for David. He's going to make that call. And aces for Zach. Not suited though.
that bad, huh?
And does let them go. Also no real low draw. Big blind checks. Comes Jack, Deuce, 9, 2 diamonds. Pair of 9's the best hand. 9s and 7s now, he does improve into 2 pair. Best low potential for David. River comes a Jack. Jacks and 9s now. Still the best hand for John.
2 pair. Jackson 9.
We'll get the whole pot. John just can't be stopped. And number 49, now we're almost 50 hands into this final table coverage of our $10,000 guaranteed 5-card PLO Hi-Lo poker tournament. My name is Ben Miney, if you don't already know me. I'm just the commentator for tonight's event. And Coop happy to shove it on in here with a suited ace-deuce. Ace-deuce tray, I should say. And wow, what a holding for Mike. This is definitely a repot here.
If I wanted to raise, I would have to double that.
No, I can't.
Minus 10.
I call. He raised 25,000. Just so you know. Next time he raised 25,000.
He's just gonna call. What a premium holding for Mike here. Kings with ace deuce 5.
I know that's why.
And the ace is
That's
suited.
why I said I believe that's a roll. I'm not gonna say.
John gonna make the call as well. I think we have 4 players going to this flop. And Cooper's all in. Queen 6-6. King's still ahead right now. It's a low card. Coop now picks up a low draw. And Mike picks up a low draw. John here with nothing really going on but ace-queen. Just gonna check to the river, and it does come a low. Ace deuce is gonna be quarters for Coop and Mike. But then kings are gonna take the high for Mike, and Johnson one looks like he's betting there. Oh my goodness! Coop gonna rip it, and Mike gonna call as well. John will be getting not a single portion of this pot. Excuse me, the 5 deuce now for Mike makes it straight on the river.
So it was 25,000. So you'd have to make it 60 minimum.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, and again, I just couldn't answer that. But you had it right though.
Yeah, you just have to raise whatever he raised over the 10 for a minimum.
So 45.
You see tournament director Eugene Doing a little, tiny little color up there as we're getting closer to the bigger levels. Let's take a little bit of that yellow off the table. Now Coop's sitting on 36K, gonna wait for a good spot to get his chips in there. John bumping it up. This holding, getting a quick call. It's gonna come two diamonds, 9, 6, 8. Jerry here, queens. John with the queen high diamond draw. And a gutter, I suppose. Diamonds do come for John. He has a straight flush. Jeez Louise. He just pots it. Pay me my money. In fact, gets all of it. Shows the straight flush. Pretty strong holding.
That's all you have?
That's all I had. Thank you.
It's really hard to make those straight flushes work.
I was hoping he had the nut flush. I mean, the ace.
That's all you were hoping for?
Yeah.
That you made the gutter ball nuts and he made the nuts?
Yeah.
You stacked it. I was hoping for it too.
Mike calls for the suited ace jack with ace deuce. John gonna call the ace king. Ace 4. We're seeing some more action for the blinds. Let's go to a flippity flop, and it comes heart. 7 trade deuce. 2 of those hearts. Ace 4 now, the nut low. And John's got that. He's gonna bet it. He also has a heart draw. So he's just got like a nice chokehold against these players right now. And we are seeing a turn card. It comes a queen of diamonds.
But 70,000.
John betting though 70K, putting a lot of pressure on top pair here. Top pair, no low, no real low, I should say. He would make a wheel if an ace comes on the river, but way behind. Shows the ace 4, doesn't show anything else. We're still 6-handed and we're only paying down to 5th place. We are on the money bubble for these players. Coop sitting on just 2 big blinds. He needs help now. Rooting for Coop just because he is one of us here at TCH Live and he's made the final table tonight. If there's ever a time I'm going to be impartial, ever on a live stream call.
You're the best.
It's going to
we
be
know.
for one of our live stream staff. So show some love for Cooper. He's always doing a great job behind the scenes. See if he can take it down. Get a little help on the front of the scenes.
I know. That would have been a big one, too. A big pair.
David on the button's going to flick it a call, and Coop's going to shove it on in there, and I love this shove.
He said, end it. Let's go.
Great hand to do it with, just missing a deuce. And honestly, a great PLO hand for Mike here. Nines, ace, king with a suited king. We do have an all-in scenario here. I'm not sure if we're heads up yet. Comes 8-6 tray. I don't think we are. Okay, yes. So David did make the call as well. Cooper is all in, and he does have, I think, a lock for the low. He's got nut at the moment. What? How does he have check mark? Wow, that was fast. Good job, Coop. Jeez. I just couldn't follow along the action too fast. He has a wheel.
Good hand, buddy.
Straight punch to the 6.
That actually just went way too fast for me to call. Jeez Louise. But wheel is check mark, and he takes it down. Much needed for Cooper there.
Nice hand.
No, that one's actually I'm in for 2. Me too. Mine is 200 over a full 7.
Aces with ace tray and a suit is a nice hand for John, sitting on 509K. He's not afraid to bump it up. 30K to go. And a lot of low coverage here for Mike. But not a lot going on. Always hate to see 4 of the same suit in your hand. And gets it done with the aggression.
I do not have a hand I can play. 6-6 deuce. 6-6 deuce. I'll take my chances at the next one. It almost can't be worse. I at least usually will have 5 outs to quads.
Only have 4 outs, huh?
Pot.
30,000.
Doug with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. It's good to see you on the stream tonight. Says LFG Coop, exclamation point. I couldn't agree more. And I see an all-in scenario here. I believe Zach's all in with kings.
Clubs.
Looks like ace deuce with a suited ace. For the opponent comes jack 9-8. 6 on the turn. And a 4 on the river is going to be a chop pot. Kings hold the high, ace deuce takes the low. Easy peasy.
Hey, you're kind of lucky that wasn't a 5.
And another super chat, $9.99 from Miss Alice Acuna. Appreciate you so very much. Says ditto. All the love for Cooper in the chat. Let's go.
Well, if you get an ace, we'd still chop because I would have a better low than you.
Am I dealing?
Because I had 3-4.
And the bubble is still floating around
Yeah, your deuce 5 would have been.
in the abyss.
Yeah, mine's 3-4 whatever.
Waiting to be popped.
I guess I'll fold ace deuce 5 next time in the big blind with all my money in.
No, they're both hands that go all in. Okay.
David here with ace king tray. Suited ace, suited king. He's in there.
That's the hand I thought I was.
Back up.
To a flop we go. 3 players. King 8-5.
Check.
It's going to be top pair, top kicker for David for the high. John here with the ace deuce low draw. Queen now is going to be queens and 5s for Jerry. Takes the lead. Diamond draw there for David as well. Let's go to a river card. And a diamond on the river is nuts, nuts. This is officially lay nut. As you can hear, the delayed time of the Boston Golden State NBA Finals happening, and the shouting is happening in the room. John here gonna bet his nut and get folds and probably folds. Kings and 3s for David here on the river.
Nut.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's super strong.
Takes the whole thing.
You can get on fire on somebody, you know what I mean? Just leave me alone, John. Leave us all alone. Like I said, if we'd have guaranteed somebody like $500, I bet this would have went faster.
A lot faster.
I mean, his cards don't even turn over when they try to flip up. It's like it's an ace and it tried to flip up and it didn't. It's like, no, we'll stay down so John can win every hand. He's dominant, man. I just wish I could hold his chips.
Wholesome content on TCH Live Poker.
It's getting hot out here, man.
And with that, let's get the likes flowing. Let's get the subs flowing, guys. We have poker here on TCH Live Poker 5 nights a week, sometimes 6. This is one of those 6 nights, 6 weeks. Got the bonus Sunday footage with our Congress Final Table, and you can find poker here all the time. Make sure you hit that sub button. Make sure you're notified when we do go live. Hit that bell notification. Hit the like button. Do that for me. Let's get on to the next hand here. Zach gonna raise it on up to 35K. Suited ace 4-5.
Oh, he chose me.
No.
I don't have anything. I don't. What am I supposed to do?
Takes her down.
All right, 5. No, I didn't mean you. He said 5. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. You get John. I thought he was going to call instantly for quads and just send me out the door after I said raise. You know?
I'm only playing the cards I'm getting.
I have not said one thing about your play. I think it's been phenomenal. Just so happens every time you turn over your hand, you haven't had the nuts.
15 to come in.
I wish I ran like that today.
Fives here for Zach. Suited ace
What if the blind? 5, 15?
in there.
Isn't that weird?
Ace king for David. All in to call here.
Yeah, no.
For his last 9K, I imagine he is going to fold. He's going to find a better spot. I think that would have been a good spot to get it, but we'll see. Let's see what will happen. Flop comes 8-7-7. Full rainbow variety.
Sure.
Looks like checked all the way to the turn. Oh, we're all the way down. We're just speed running it out. Coop takes it down. Check mark, check mark.
Scoop me.
Ace tray is good. 8's up is good.
I didn't bet. Almost bet my diamond draw on the turn.
He's up to 100K now. This has been a roller coaster of a six-handed endeavor. Hand number 58 of the evening. Let's get down to it. Zach's gonna call. We can't really see his cards yet. Blinds are now 5,000, 15,000. Coop folds. Mike with aces, ace deuce. What a premium here. This is a great, just a great hand. Pretty much speaks for itself. Always great to get aces. Better when they're suited. Better when there's more low coverage to go with it. Zach all in. Very easy snap call. Let's go to a run out here. Could we see the bubble burst right here? Yes. And I got ace deuce over there. All right. Mike A needs no low on this board to take it all. He needs to fade a miracle. 5 on the turn. Ace on the river. The case ace is going to eliminate Zach. A set is good. Zach is going to be eliminated. Oh, is it a straight? Zach's going to be eliminated in 6th place, and he will be our bubble boy. Zach, definitely a room regular.
Dave?
Nice watching you on the stream, Zach. Take care. We'll see you in the room later. And now these players are in the money.
Wow. He just had to wait out until the blinds came back to you.
Yeah, that's all he had to do.
He shouldn't have done that. He did you a favor. He did 1,300 bucks.
Yep.
Sixes and 5s for Jerry. Let's it go.
You're going to do it and throw it within the next 3 hands. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, is figure out which hand change
And David lets it rip. And what a hand here for Cooper. Kings with a suited ace-king. With an ace tray low draw, of course.
69,000.
I fold.
Mike with his own kings lets him go. John, I don't even think he really looked at his cards too much before making this call. Just has an absolutely monster stack. And we're going to see a run out here. Can Coop get a very much needed double up?
When you just called.
Right now.
You guys are kind of weak.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so just so we all know, this is the main part that you're in for, David. You also have a side that I haven't pulled in. Tyler, Christina, this is David's name. Good.
Three-way all in here. Jack 10 deuce. Queen on the turn. Ace king takes the lead, and then oh my god. Oh my god. Jack's full of queens for John. Rips it on the river. Pure as gold. Coop makes Broadway on the turn, only to get binked on the river. Coop is going to be eliminated for $1,716. Now we're down to 3. It was a double elimination there. And now, guess what? You guys get to be blessed by the voice, the smooth soothings of Cooper. He's here with me in the booth. What's up, Coop? Oh, my God.
Yeah, you saw that roller coaster.
Yeah, that was an endeavor for sure.
He 2-outs me. I returned the favor with a fellow 2-outer because I also had a 10.
Yep.
And then, they're the board.
Whee! That is literally the definition of wee.
Main reason why I did it is because we were already in the money, and whenever the guy with the lower chip stack goes all in to my right, I know that even if I get busted, I'm going to get the higher jump.
Yep.
And with kings and ace-3 and 2 suits on both the ace and the king, I'm not going to find a much
shrug.
better hand.
Yep. For sure. Lots of GGs for you. We had super chats in your honor.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Alice, Angie, and Skullbone.
Aces for John as if he needed another premium holding. I just.
He just ran like God in this whole final table. Or the last hour or so, I imagine.
He's been playing a lot of PLO holdings, and they've been working out. Like PLO high only holdings. He does have the best end of it here with aces up. 9 on the turn doesn't really directly change a lot. Now a gutter for Mike that John is double blocking. John's gonna bet.
Love you too, Kevin.
John takes it down with that aggression. Man, what an unbelievable run for this man. He's up to 816K. It's his tournament to win. I believe he chopped. Did he chop heads up for the last coup? For the last.
He was for sure there, and he for sure had a big chip.
I
stack.
know. Yeah, he definitely also ran well last month.
They may have chopped the heads up, right?
It was either a chop or actually no. Jeremy. I think Jeremy won.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Maybe it was the one before that.
Shoot, can't remember. But he definitely likes to run big, and run hot, and run deep. Those are all the same thing, but yes. Jerry is going to go ahead and send it in the small blind as looks like we're nearing maybe an end to the tournament after that double elimination. We're getting pretty close. He's going to rip it to 45K. We don't know his holdings.
Mike here with a suited ace, pocket queens, and wheel cards.
It's kind of a shrug holder.
You'd like to see a flop with the hand.
He just rips it for protection and he gets it heads up.
Yeah. Jerry stack's not too intimidating at this point. No offense, Jerry. He did ladder up past myself and 2 other fellows.
Did quite well. Yeah. Did quite
Very
well.
It's pretty much me, him, and Zach there battling for not last place.
Yep.
Yep. Top set for Mike.
That's pretty good. See, a turn card comes now. Yep, Queen's full. That's going to be all she wrote. That's going to eliminate Jerry in 3rd place. And now these players are going to play heads up.
Another payout, Eugene.
Nice hand for Mike there, and a great tournament for Jerry. Like Coops just said, you laddered up quite a bit. Now you're going to be taking home $2,000 for your trouble. Throw some GGs for Jerry in chat. Now,
obviously you're a non-chopper, so.
The reason why he says that is because there was a proposition to take $100 off of each of the 5 places and pay the bubble $500, and there was only one person who did not want to do that.
Jerry.
Which is why we played for an hour and 45 minutes, 6-handed.
well, here we are.
And why I folded a boat and other nitty
maneuvers. I forgot about that. Yeah, you folded 3s full.
I folded ace 3, 4, 8, 8, and I would have hit nut with 8s full and 3, 4 low, and then ace, deuce, 8, whatever board.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Coop's got the check mark. It's going to be great. Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, he's gone. Where'd he go?
Definitely. If I could have David edit this one to just take out the bad hands that I played, so whenever I watch it back, I'm not cringing at my own play.
Yeah, because I know the button goes first pre-flop.
Good game. Yeah, man.
Wait, ah,
I've been running bad most of the years. So.
We're down to heads-up action, and now, if you like heads-up hold'em action, wait till you see heads-up Congress action. John gonna put on the heat suited ace tray with ace queen. Definitely a good one heads up. Now we're gonna go to a flippity flop. Let's go. 9-8 tray, 2 spades. No spade draw for either player. Open ender for Mike with kings is well in the lead right now. Some possibilities, of course. John does have a better low potential, and there he does get the low. John still has possibility to take the high, though, with an ace on the river. Also a tray. Also, okay, he has many outs. He has actually a few outs here.
His outs look like board pairing outs. Or, I mean, an 8 or a 3. For the high.
Yes.
Already got the low locked up there with ace 5. Seeing as how it's heads up, he's gotta like his hand here.
Yeah. I mean, Jack 10's the nuts, so. To the river we go. It's an 8. It pairs the board, and that is going to be 8s full of trays for John. Check mark. This dude can't lose. This is almost comical, dude.
I will say Mike has been playing very well all tournament. I didn't play with him in the earlier stages, but during the final table, he's played very rock solid. So I think he can fold his just nut straight here on a paired board with no low. Do you like fish sticks?
We're not doing this. We're not doing this, Cooper. I was 12 once.
Fair enough.
Oh, no. Oh, Gary. Without skipping a beat.
According to South Park, it's the greatest joke of all time.
Oh, my God.
Quite possibly the funniest joke ever conceived. Then Carlos Mencia takes credit for it.
He does make a great lay down. Nice fold. You had the nuts on the turn, and you got binked on the river.
I think I had you beat on top, and I had a decent low. But
Yeah, Doug R with the old John is on a sun run, and I cannot agree more here. He's been playing it well, and he's just connected every time when it matters. Kings for Mike. Just going to flick in a call and a quick check in the big blind. To a flop. It's going to come 8 high, 8-4 tray, 2 clubs. So kings and a king high flush draw for Mike. Has quite a bit of equity in this hand, and just an overpair for John with an open ender low draw. Open ender and low draw. Actually has 99% on that low there. So it's most of the time he's going to chop.
I'm confused why it's not 100 because there's
Working for? No.
It'd have to go deuce 5 for them to have the same one.
That's a weird one. I don't know. Yeah, well, check mark for one player, check mark for the other. And king high flush going to be good for Mike. John with the old 52. Betting a quick call, they're going to chop it up. Let's just get on to the next one, shall we?
I hit your clubs. Get in. I'll let you get there.
Where'd your load juice from?
Just trying to represent the club. That didn't work good.
Like, if you got the ace of clubs, I've got the king, then I'll go home.
You got 3, you got
Which day? Oh, you are? Nice. Are you gonna play Oklahoma? I haven't either. I'm going for the first time. Well, I was out there. Let's see.
Ace King 7 on the flop here is going to be top pair for Mike with a jack kicker. John here, a couple backdoor possibilities.
John with the only, well, they both technically have a shot at low, not now, but
And now the low does not come in. Aces up, gonna take it down. Aces and nines, I should say.
John's gonna use his position here to represent a bigger hand. He calls.
You win.
Very impressive call.
That is a tough call to make. Aces and nines will take it down.
Guess just with the way that the action went, he didn't give him credit for a 7 or even ace king. I guess when thinking about it, the only hands that beat him are random 7s and ace king, and he feels like John probably would have bet that. Perhaps.
That's a heads-up call for sure. Exactly, Tommy Squires. Wait, he says, wait, so if neither have a low hand, the high hand scoops? Yes, sir.
Correct.
That is science. That is Congress science. Flop's going to come jack 7 deuce. And that's going to be top and bottom for John. And a low draw for Mike.
Should have got the WSOB range.
Quick call here. We're going to a turn card. And a 10. Still the best hand for John. Just needs to fade one more river for a low to scoop this pot. And he does not fade it. Trey comes in and it's a chop pot, if it gets there.
Neither player is particularly happy about their holdings here. So it's probably just going to go check, check. However, I would like a play from Mike here to try and potentially steal the whole thing.
He just tables it though, and it will be a chippity chip chap.
I know Barry, but like,
Are we gonna see this go all the way to John as he's been running hot, or is Mike gonna come back and take it down in the heads-up match here on TCH Live? Throw some ones for Mike, twos for John. Who you got to take it all down? Ones for Mike, twos for John, and I think we're going all the way. But you can't change your mind if things sway, though. that's the idea.
Back to your shop. I'll just go to the shop when I get done. Okay, whatever you want to do. I'll tell you. You'll watch it later.
Yeah, I think it's a quality that's a little bit more down or something, let me know.
Okay.
Someone get gas and stuff. I don't have to do it, I just was trying to nicely before you want.
Okay, yeah. I'll swing by.
Yeah.
Mike here, not a great holding.
Although heads up,
I mean,
you know, he's got a king high flush draw and 3 to a wheel.
Yeah. It's good enough for him, and looks like John had a slightly better low potential. Looks like I saw a deuce there. You have trade deuce.
Also got the club draw here.
Sure does. And the Jack will pair the board, though. Neither player liking that. River comes a king. Now both players kind of liking that.
Good thing for their hands are good, but well, baby flush.
Baby floosh. Tommy Squires asks, let's say they both get it all in, and before showing one of the mucks, would you use the cards from the screen for the run out, or just dead hand? Trying to understand your question here.
You're big down there.
Pretty decent question, as we haven't had it happen before, but pretty sure he's saying that in an all-in situation that one of the players' hands finds its way into the muck if we would use the graphics as their hand, or if we just
Oh, yeah, no.
continue on as a muck hand.
We have to muck the hands. We have to use cash game rules on the floor. We can't reach the we can't go back to the cameras that we do have in here for those kind of scenarios.
Unless the hand
if
was
that is the
tabled.
question. Yeah, unless it was of course, unless it was tabled. But if it just was, you know, mucked, that's the same reason why KC had to lose, you know, $15,000 on his hand about a month and a half ago.
He's gonna bet, and he may step into it here with John, who's got top pair and an open ender here. A decent low draw.
Oh, he's gone. He gone. He doesn't want the smoke.
I would have at least liked to have seen the turn there.
I gotta do something.
Mike with ace king, three low cards. John with an ace deuce with a suited ace. That's a hand to raise, and he is going to do so. Also 3 to Broadway. We've got quite a holding here.
I thought I heard that too.
I said I called.
I figured you said call, but I thought I heard the
10, 7, 6, and he does have the nut diamond draw along with the nut low draw, and a pair of 10s and 7s from Mike. It's actually pretty darn close as far as the equity is concerned of the high. 8 on the turn. Doesn't actually change a whole lot, just slight improvement for John.
Still 2 pair in the lead, 10s and 7s.
Yep. John gonna bet it for 50K. Yes, he does have the nut low all but locked up here.
Has the low locked up, nice straight draw to the nuts with a 9, and also the diamond draws.
Got a lot working. Definitely not folding to any bet. That's for darn sure. Mike's gonna make that call. River card coming, and it's a tray. Split pot here if it gets the showdown. But the clubs get there. Oh, and John just pots it. This is a tough call to make. 4-liner to a straight on the board.
I don't think I'd be able to do it with the He has the ace of clubs, but heads up, it's not as much of a factor. But the backdoor clubs come in, yeah.
Yeah, it's so tough to make that fold for so much. A nice move there for John. Instead of chopping, gets the whole pot. Guys, let's get us to 100 likes before we get out of here on this final table. If you don't mind, if you're enjoying what you're watching tonight, a little bit of PLO 5, 8 or better action, why don't you hit that little thumb for me on the stream? Goes a long way to support your favorite Texas Card House stream for the little price of $0.00. 100 is the like goal for the end of the night. Let's make it happen. A little bit of blind trading here on this hand.
David, you want to do that over David?
Have you won this tournament before?
Chopped. For,
Yeah.
He said like 3 months ago.
And we ended up chopping.
Oh.
So yeah, it was quite.
I
a
guess
while
it's
later.
only, yeah.
But whenever you only have one a month, it feels really recent, even if it is 2 or 3 times.
Right,
You know?
right. Oh, aces here for Mike. With some low cards. Aces are, and double suited aces at that. Jeez Louise. That is a hand. That is a poker hand.
John with a very defendable hand of his own.
Oh,
Ace
boy.
high spades and 3 to a wheel. Or 2 to a wheel.
It's going to come queen high, queen jack deuce, double clubs. So a nut club draw for Mike with aces. Have the line share here. John, though, ace tray is needs to go runner to get that low. And Mike's not going to let him do that. Just to go to Broadway for John.
I'm definitely happy to take this one down after the flop. But just the draw on the overpair. Very easy for your opponent to show up. Queen jack, jack deuce.
Yeah, it'll be fun to go back and look at it. Good bet.
And he takes it down. Nice hand.
Is that your friend over sitting over here?
Yeah.
Stack of chips and just gave them. He had a lot of chips.
Yeah, he didn't give them all to me, but he.
He gave them all.
It's big blind, Michael.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Give it. Eugene!
So is it 1.1 million chips and you got about you got about 900,000?
Got 10, 10-5.
Only have a buck.
Excuse me, I could be wrong. Yeah.
I believe there's only about $1 million left.
Oh, 8, 8-5.
Pocket pair, 2 suits for Mike. Didn't really get to see what John's working with. And, ooh boy, triple hearts here is going to be, no hearts, no double hearts for anybody.
Wait,
Trey on the turn.
That'll be the wheel.
There it is. Yeah, John does make a wheel.
$40.
Just dip, let's get in there.
Mike here with the second nut low.
We're almost done, so.
Wow. That's crazy to think about.
Doesn't think about it too long. Study long, study wrong.
Twinkle Beaver says, basically, how do we play this game? I can barely handle 2 cards, let alone 5, etc. If you,
Heck of a name.
it's a. There's a lot of great ones that come through here that I do a really good job at not laughing at on the air. But if you're gonna just put it out in the oxygen like that, I'm in. I'm in.
I was saying I want the bubble burst.
Mr. Beaver, I do recommend watching this whole stream. There's a lot to be learned here. We basically did the whole crash course on PLO 5-8 or better on this final table coverage. Mike 3 betting here with a suited ace, king, deuce.
John with a nice little rundown if he wanted to flop one of his key cards, the ace. Specifically the ace, but an ace or a 5 would be pretty nice for his deuce 3, 4, 6.
It's going to come instead 2 high cards, king, jack, 5. So top for Mike A here. John here with just second pair. And Mike happy to rip it in there, John happy to fold it. Pretty big pot there, getting Mike up to 330K. About 2.5 to 1 chip lead now. Pretty crazy to think about for John. Mike gonna call, and looks like John's gonna check. To a flop we go. Ace, jack, 5, rainbow.
Check.
Pair of jacks for John.
Just going to take the lead on the low draw here, but you can see it's very susceptible because if he hits the 4 or 3, it's not a
Turn card's a deuce, and that is gin for Mike A. Current nut.
Or you could hit your key card.
Or that. You just always just bank nut. That's not horrible.
Over here worried about bad things happening. It's just like, yeah, no.
We're good. We're good, bro. Mike takes it down. Nice hand. Little blind trading again, guys. Hope you're having a fantastic evening on this Sunday night. I know it's late, work's in the morning, and you guys are here, and that is very meaningful to us here at TCH Live Poker. Of course, it could be any time in the world. It just happens to be midnight here in Dallas. Take it down, Mike. Alice wanted me to say that. I didn't know you liked it when I said that, Miss Alice. I guess I say it a lot. John rolled up with queens here.
Excellent mixed hand roll.
And he's going to check his queens. Whole lot of interessante going on in Mike's hand. And it's going to be queens, the best hand, just takes it down. Should it gets to show down. And it shall. Oh, take it down, Mike, from Rounders. Got it. Kevin Prater wants to know what the buy-in was. The buy-in was $365 for the first 2 hours of play here for tonight's tournament. Culminated a total prize pool of 13,000 and change.
Here's a monster.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ace is ace deuce for John with backup low cards. And ugh. Four to a Broadway straight or king high straight flush. Very enticing 5-card draw hand.
It's funny that you mentioned the buy-ins and the registration because there was a player at my table who took a dinner break whenever we took the 15-minute breaks of the registration closing, and he didn't return. And he got knifed.
No.
It was 5-handed and 4-handed, but our table was actually 3-handed because there was a guy who wasn't there for 2 hours.
Oh my God.
And once his stack got blinded out, we made it to the final table.
Unbelievable. 2 more likes, guys, then we'll hit 100. Let's get it done. Thank you so very much, everybody, for your support of our stream. To the flop comes 10-8 deuce. That's 2 diamonds. Pair of 8s for Mike. Set of deuces for John. With a 34 low draw, just kind of has a whole hold on this hand right now.
Well, Mike's open-ender here.
Yeah, he's got a little something going on, but needs some help. That's for sure.
Definitely needs some.
King ball on the turn. That is not quite it. And he's just going to pot it here. Let's just get this hand over with right now.
I'm assuming John knows that no hands were made on the turn, so even if Mike has a pretty nice draw here, he wants to charge it to the max.
Nice hand for John. Takes down a pretty big one.
Sal's been going for a couple hours and change now. Looks like he's going to get some relief.
You guys hear me? Perfect.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how you guys doing?
You see Mario do the stream before?
One time, yeah. I saw him deal, I think it was a 1-3 game. He dealt one of the 1-3 games recently. So we welcome Mario back to the booth as he is going to tap out Sal there. So much love for Sal for dealing Congress for, you know, what was it, 2 hours? 2.5, actual 2.5 hours? What a tank.
He dealt 6-handed for an hour and 45.
That's so long.
At least an hour.
That is just so long. John here with nice little low coverage here, suited jack.
Run down 2 suits.
You guys smash that like goal. Thank you so very much. And kind of rags here. Little mini rundown from Mike as well. Let's go to a flop here. And,
That's a Congress flop for you.
ugh. How about? Oh my God! That's actually just everything for John.
Has a gut shot, straight flush. Gut shot, steel wheel draw.
Yep. Gut shot, steel wheel. Just has nut right now.
And the wrap to the 6 high straight. If the wheel isn't already good.
Everything, and Mike's betting into him.
With the second nut low here with 4-6.
John just eyeing up that stack. How do I get it all? Probably just a call here. Oh my goodness.
20,000.
He's going for glory. He's going for all of the chips. And Mike calls.
Said I've had enough of your games.
Well, unfortunately, he's run into Nut at the moment.
He's going to be looking for a 5 here.
Yeah, he needs a 5 to chop?
3 5s in the deck, and
No, it
that's
needs a
not
5 to
one
get
of 'em.
quartered, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's it. And that's going to be it. Deuce, deuce on the turn. Queen on the river is going to solidify it. Mike is going to be our #1 last standing, and it has been, or not Mike, excuse me, John. It has been the John story this evening. Mike, great playing. Unfortunate run out there, and John, great playing. Congrats. So from Coop, myself, and Tyler, thank you all for joining us tonight on TCH Live for our Congress Final Table. We're going to get out of here. Thank you, Eugene. Thank you to Mario. Thank you to Sal. And thank you to the players. And thank you to you, the viewers. We will be back here on Tuesday from Dallas for our next stream, 6 p.m. We'll see you then. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.